I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool that I guess that Envy have put trust in him for a while to do this. I mean, that's I think a fun way to follow it. And
it's also a cool story in its own right. Remember, there's that picture of Nifty when he's like 10 years old. He found like Hastro was like a big idol of his in the early days of esports.
You are right indeed. Well, we're going to get into the game right about now. We had the internet issue. We can briefly fix now, so hopefully it'll stay that way. Rushing long with the clocks and a good time flashbang. That is perfect. They actually thought they could take that fight on the CT side. A counter flash coming out. Moose, that's a lot of targets on the other side. Look at one kill and start to fall back. That puts it in a 4-on-4. Good cover from the middle here from Floppy. Definitely one of the players to watch for Cloud9.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty excited about Floppy as a player, and he's going to get that one kill, and smart decision as well, just backing off into the long cave and being able to hold that, and now he can tell all of his teammates exactly the numbers that are coming. Nifty's going to lead the way on the retake, already inching out Catwalk, and they're playing contact. They're waiting for them to get close.
Sneaking in. This is very, very quiet. They're not going to be able to hear him. But the double peek is just a little bit too much. MOTM will take one down, and JT with a good double kill to close out the round. And Cloud9 will pick up an early start here on Dust 2. So that's going to be nice and comfortable for them. I think they're going to be enjoying that. See, just a one scout picked up right now in return, though.
That's a nice pistol round that just shows, you know, what happens if you get caught as long as the CT side. If you don't immediately make the call to fall back when you feel the pressure, you could see Calyx there getting caught in a situation where he was too far away to fully fall back, but he's just way overexposed to commit to any kind of a fight, and he's just kind of stuck in a lose-lose situation. He goes down for free. That's a nice, aggressive push out long for Cloud9. And again, OC is going to take the angle and see that no one is crossed and take the advantage to just walk out and control long for his team. It's a mid-centric stack for Envy in this fully invested round.
I mean, it could work pretty well to have that many people in middle if you win one of the fights and someone else can take over and you can keep on battling for a while. But if you lose one of the fights, especially if that Catwalk player goes down, then it doesn't really matter anymore.
Hard part is the main point of the attack isn't coming towards mid. And obviously, it'd be so helpful if Nifty was able to just get 1 or 2 tags and have those pistols clean things out. MOTM with a peek, they line up in middle. There's that tag. But Ryan's been spotted as well. And you think he's got to back away, but he's going to go straight for the fight. 2 headshots with the P250. Long is lost. The bomb site is lost as they cross over. But it's a 4-on-3. There's a chance now for Envy.
Yeah, what a great double kill for Ryan. Those were some really crisp headshots with the P250, even at medium range, doing a significant amount of damage. Now, the problem is still, I mean, there's no kit, and how do they get the defuse in here? And they already got a Galil and an AK. That's a lot to save if you really want to.
I was going to say, it might sound crazy, but I almost would want to call the save if I'm on Envy. Just you set up and you get some exit kills, but you don't lose these weapons. You'll have a powerful buy in the next round, but they're going to go for the retake. Time ticking down. There's no kits, and I think already this is pretty much gone unless they get all the kills right here, right now. No one's on the bomb just yet. Floppy mows them all down. 4 quick kills. That's a good hold, and Envy lose everything.
Yeah, I mean, you appreciate the willingness to try and just flex on them in the second round. I mean, that, you know, if you get that retake in, that's sending a pretty strong message. But you could kind of see it coming. It was on the horizon for a little bit there that maybe it was going to end up not quite how they were expecting. And again, just the time and the lack of kits. The one smoke they had, they used to get out from Catwalk, which may be fine. But again, you also need that for the defuse. And yeah, just a couple of things working out not really in their favor. Still, I mean, a pretty impressive round overall for Envy. They could have done a lot more, I think, and did a lot of damage.
Yeah, at the very least. Cloud9's looking to have a clean round this time. Mihu close up to the doors. Ryan's going to be forced away. He had the double kill from Catwalk in the previous round. And again, 3rd round in a row, big presence for Cloud9 at long. This is a risky position for MOTM to be in.
Yeah, it really is. Smoke is going to be fading. There's a CC on the other side, and he might lose the fight to that right away. He's going to be pushing through. They actually trade places, but that's some good awareness. Somehow able to see that coming. That's really well done. Take a little bit of Molotov damage, but whatever.
It's wild that he got out of that with no real issues.
Yeah.
As soon as the smoke, that is a perfect move from him. He didn't even realize it. Now he's gone back for more. Double kill, spray control, almost there. That AK can easily be recovered from beneath, and Calyx certainly no opportunity to get it back.
No, he's just sticking around here, hoping for some really crisp headshots. He gets one of them, but can't find the follow-up. So Cloud9, for losing a bunch of players in the last round into this round where they only lose the one, that's always a little bit, you know, delightful. And
they had one player with a MAC-10, and they had one player who just kept a USP. So playing a little bit of an economy game in that 3rd round to make sure they can, you know, get some money back from those losses in the 2nd round. Here we go. Envy now with the buy, with the investment. AWP in Nifty's hands, no surprise there, and 4 M4s around it. 3 kits, plenty of nades.
A little bit of a jump over, that could have been scary. But smoke was there to cover him. JT, if he keeps going, this would be quite something. What a stack early on from Envy.
Yeah, and now it's got to feel really uncomfortable at this point, though. You lose Moose, who's your only player on that side of the map. Now how do you cross? Calyx, or excuse me, Mihu's taking his position, and he's going to go down as well. 1-for-1 trade. B bomb site is wide open, and at this point, Envy, good kill from Nifty. 3 versus 3, but they've got to recover the B bomb site, and it's going to be so difficult.
If he can get the shot crossing Nifty, that would be just completely disgusting. I think that's their only chance even, and now we can't even see much because of the smoke. It's a 3-on-3, but a nice leg shot there. OC going for bit more. He's got the CC out. Doesn't really have to do this again. The bomb is already down, so just try and play this one safely. Calyx hunting him down, and that might have been a big mistake here. Now it's a 2-on-3, and they would have time for it as well. They've got a kit on 2 players here, so still a bit of time left still on the clock. No more grenades really left for Cloud9 to try and hold this bomb site, and there's still a fair few seconds on the bomb left, so you've got to be really careful here. Floppy, Molotov down. Calyx will follow up with a shot. JT trying to double it up, but he can't do it.
No time.
And surely they have it. They have the kit. I mean, it's going to be really, really close. They almost double step, but yeah, that's down to the last second. You almost heard it tick there. Great retake, but I don't know. You never want to put all the blame on one person, but I wonder if that AWP challenge in Lower Dark was really worth it.
It wasn't even an AWP challenge, was it? He had his side. Yeah. He had the CZ out. And I agree with you. That was an overextension. Fair point to get the leg shot, but just back away from there. That opened up a flank in such a massive fashion, and no one from Cloud9 could actually reposition themselves properly in the site. So OC, little mistake, big consequences. First round for Envy is on the board. And now look at the economy that Cloud9 have to work with. 3 Kriegs and 2 Deagles. That one play from OC has opened up the door for Envy to get settled in quite nicely early on in this CT half.
Ryan down in the pit, and they're going to go for him. They've smoked him off, so he can't get any backup. That's pretty mean. Saying you're not going to get any help from this side.
Yeah, the only help he could get from a teammate was a flashbang over those smokes, and it didn't come quick enough. This is an awkward fight for the defense as well. Mihu's committed. I believe the offer dropped down. That's a big flank on the catwalk, and they're somehow making this work. Nifty's still alive, and he's trying to find some kind of safe space. Mihu, there's nowhere to go. You see the flames coming in, and Nifty with a missed opportunity.
Counter Molotov to try and buy a bit of time, but yeah, he was actually trying to find cover where the Molotov was landing, and that's just really bad timing, isn't it? 3-on-3 now, and the bomb plant much delayed because of that Molotov. MOTM goes down to Calyx, and now it's a 2 versus 3, and JT and OZ are left here. They had the bomb site pretty early on, but they just couldn't really clear the corner and actually get the bomb down, and now when it's finally down, I mean, it's a pretty much a coin flip this round. Flanking out long now is Calyx, and Nifty just holding this position, waiting. But they're ready for it, and they have a Krieg up there. JT, he could win this fight.
There's no flashbangs, though, for Envy. This has just got to be heads up, and JT holding the angle out towards long, and Nifty is waiting for Calyx, so it's all on him to have success in this battle. Is he ready? Yes, he is. Straight to the face.
Nifty on the other side goes down. He needed to follow that up. That was his part of the deal. Calyx did what he needed to out there. Grenade, it's not going to do enough on OZ, and yeah, he could just hide right here. It won't be a problem. Calyx with the kill, but I don't think he'll have the time for it. Even with the kid this time, it's not going to be quite enough, so that's a little bit of a gut punch for Envy, because they got the B retake. I was about to say that earlier. You know, once you get some of this B retakes, and that feels so good. This time, quad kill for Calyx, but not enough to win the round.
Yeah, that's a bit brutal. That's a nice hold for Cloud9, just barely. This game has been very brawly so far for just being 5 rounds in. Neither one of these teams, or especially Envy on this defense, not willing to give anything up. They're continuing to fight for all space that Cloud9 is challenging.
Man, I can't really believe that Nifty didn't successfully win that. That was his lineup, right? He was expecting it. They knew if they got the fight long, then he's probably gonna have to move. And I don't know. That's gonna be super upsetting if you're Nifty.
You've done it again.
I've not done anything, Jason. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't believe you.
You're getting paranoid. I don't know what it is. Like, calm down.
I don't trust you.
At these times, it's important to keep, like, you know, your sanity and not
to stay together. Yeah, that's a shot that you expect Nifty to hit. Certainly peeking into it, but also he could have just held the line and let Calyx kind of push up long.
Yeah,
very nitpicky in some of those decisions, obviously after the fact, but still very close affair. I think they're just going to be bummed. That's going to feel like a round that slipped away from them.
Yeah, I think so. But still, I mean, the fact that they can get it that close and they're starting on the CT side, it's not that bad. I think we're just sorting out a little bit of an internet issue on Cloud9 side, but then we should be hopefully good to go.
7 kills on Floppy and MOTM.
Yeah.
8 kills on Calyx. Yeah,
and we've been instructed to call him MOTM, right, and not modem.
Yeah, we'll have to speak to him about that.
It's a lot. it's tricky, like high pressure situation. If he goes for like so you had to call on his name multiple times, it won't be easy.
No, it won't be, and you can't really give him an MOTM. Are you kidding me? That just sounds stupid.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Yeah. So we'll have an we'll talk to him one day. It's early on.
4-1. Ping issues resolved. Unpaused.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I wonder how they do that. Just call the ISP and say, "Can we turn up the juice?
Can you crank up the speeds a bit,
please? We're trying to play a game here." Well, I'm glad we're back into it, though. 4-1. It's a good start for Cloud9. Everyone seemed to be sort of favoring them. The fans mostly on their side, all of the analysts and all of the two of us. So
I mean, they've just by winning that round, they've dodged a big obstacle. That would have been all their money gone, and instead you see what happens on the reverse. It's Envy who's forced back onto pistols, and that was kind of an opportunity for them to establish themselves early on in this half. We can sometimes on the CT side take like 5 or 6 rounds to really get going. That was a chance to get it, within 3 to 4 rounds. This is a big kill right here. MOTM doesn't check. Ryan's got an AK-47. JT has the challenge. He wins it, and the B pressure is coming in. Plenty of information about where the defense is located, but there's still one player inside the bomb, so that needs to be found. Footstep is heard. There's the peek up. Moose falls, and it's going to be another retake into the B bomb site.
Man, they had that early kill from the boost on Catwalk on Calyx. He's already got 2 kills in the round. With the Krieg trying to push through. That's so dangerous, but he really wants to give his team that advantage. 2 versus 3, as you said, on OZ here. They double peek him. Good timing on that. One swings wide, the other one going for the close peek. And now Sonic inside of the bomb site. 1 versus 3. He's going to take down Nifty. The old rivalry going on there. But Calyx with a triple kill. He got 4 in the last round. That's 7 kills across 2 rounds to bring his team a second round. That's some high input.
And he had the only weapon brought into this round. He was the Krieg with 4 pistols around it. He got the opening kill, and he cleans up the final one. He's got $9,000 in the bank, so going to pass it off over to a teammate. That's very good for Envy to find a round, bringing basically nothing into the battle. A couple mistakes in middle, not clearing corners. And a 2-round lead for Cloud9. And again, this economy, this money situation is just going back and forth. It's seesawing. Do you like seesaws?
Yeah, sure. Cool. I guess.
Sick, man.
I don't feel strongly about him, I'll be honest. And you'll have to... Oh, Sonic going down. A nice shot from Nifty. See, this is the kind of opening that you just enjoy watching, and you don't get to see it nearly enough, but that's the sort of stuff you think, like, it makes sense to keep Nifty as the center of this team, especially if you can pull that sort of stuff out. They'll save the AWP as well. Do you like seesaws, Jason?
They're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not terribly exciting.
Not my favorite of the playground toys.
No?
No.
What is the favorite? Now, you brought us down this stupid line of questioning, Jason. What's your favorite playground toy, then?
The monkey bars, of course.
All right. Naturally. And with that, we're into round number 8.
Oh, 1 round back. Full arsenal for Envy. They did this again. We saw this strategy early on in the half. 4 players heading over towards A. It was just Moose. Previously, in the first gun run, we saw him play in middle. Now he's at least crossed all the way over to the B bomb site. But Cloud9, I wonder how long it'll take them to read or find out that Envy is doing these 4-1 strategies right off the bat every once in a while. Because that is super susceptible to a very fast, aggressive B hit.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's the sort of thing you would know definitely if you've been watching a lot of demos and they've been doing it in the past, but it can be hard to see on Dust 2 when they throw that smoke in the middle,
Well, the desk talked a lot as well about, the grudge, the emotional factor of this game and how much these teams and in-game leaders probably research just to win this match. It might be something new set up just for Cloud9. Ooh. Here's Nifty at the railing, 3 quick kills, flashbang from a teammate. This is done perfectly. It's just against Pistol, so let's not get crazy, but nice showing. Nifty with 3 kills, Mihu with 2.
Yeah, he hit the second player with one of those shots, so pretty impressive. And as you said, like the grudge match, I think it does have something to say, especially you see Nifty getting some of these kills early on. You know that that's something that Sonic and maybe Cloud9 as well is going to be thinking about, like, oh man, he's really feeling it now. He's getting into it. Never really want that.
Here's that 4-1 again. This time it's obviously based off spawns. It's Ryan this time to cross over to B. OC gets out quick. They don't catch him, but Flashbang's coming back and forth. And there's so much investment of players and resources into this long hold for Envy that this is a disaster that they're not winning it. All 4 players at long go down. And that could be the read. That could be the information passed on to Cloud9 saying, holy shit, we just killed 4 players at long. I can't believe they only put 1 player at B. We'll see if they exploit that in the future.
Yeah, you should definitely make a mental note of that. That's a good point. That's one of the times where they actually definitely had the information. Now, for Envy's defense over at long, though, that was so staggered, right? There's almost like a point at which, if you have that many people set up at the long, you either all collectively have to make a decision to you know, go and fight, or fall back and do something else. But it seemed like sort of half the force were there, and the other half were in the middle of long, maybe throwing flashbangs, but still, that didn't really work out.
I mean, no matter how many flashbangs you throw, right, it's always a little bit of a coin toss on whether they're actually going to blind the opponent, especially because teams and players, I mean, for years now have gotten good at just running with their back turned so they don't get blinded. But still, if you're Envy and you're putting your defensive stand on the fact that you're going to put 4 players at long, you better win that fight. You better control long if you put that many resources in that position.
Yeah, that's got to be a little bit deflating, just to have the actual defense where they're coming and not being able to pull through at the end. It's cool. At some point, we should go and look at a replay of MOTM making that run out long. I mean, it's the same way that everyone does it, but that one just looked really, really crisp because he's just trying to clear the corner. He's not even trying to take a fight until he's almost at the container, and then, you know, a team flash comes in and he's got his back turned, and then he just turns around and he's got the timing down perfect. That was pretty textbook way of doing it. Let's see. JT pretty quick out the middle. Just testing the waters here. They're going to be smoking this up. There is a double stack inside of B this time. So if they go for it early on, this could actually backfire a little bit on Cloud9.
Mihu around the edge of the smoke, going to take a new angle. Offer up on Catwalk, wasn't ready for it. And JT still close up. Oh, but that's a great peek from Calyx. That might have just saved Mihu's life.
Yep.
JT was going to turn that corner. Big win from the AWP of OC.
Taking down Calyx Moose alone in the B bomb site, which they can probably guess, and they still have over a minute left. So if they clear out Catwalk, it would be a nice time to set up for a B split, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they can just drop right back into it. They have complete control of mid. There's no one gathering information. No one yet has dropped into CT spawn.
And now they know there's at least one out long. Little spot there from Floppy.
This is an aggressive overextension from Nifty. He's going to get a kill out of it. That's a good find, but is he going to make the run all the way back? They peek around the smoke. He's dropped down, and now he's got to call it out. Here's the footsteps over at the corner. So it's the A bomb site, not B, that is attacked and lost. Mihu going to get caught for free by Floppy, who might be able to hold one more cross.
As long as he stays alive here, there's some good thinking. He probably did want to keep, you know, looking down the middle and maybe taking more fights. He's got the perfect timing just as Moose was jumping. That's so annoying. But, yeah, good play from Floppy. I mean, the shots are really good, but I think the calming himself down to go back and actually hide instead of continuing the fight is a much better choice in almost all scenarios. And Nifty will be found by Sonic, so good round out of Cloud9 here, putting on the pressure and getting up to 6-4.
Yeah, all based off those mid fights. Yeah, a couple times now, Cloud9 has been able to overcome some odds. Envy with 2 players in middle, both get beaten. Just previously, we saw 4 players at long that all got beaten as well. So 2-round lead, and Envy down to their last buy. They have wiped out all the money they had saved up with this investment. AWP still in Nifty's hands. No utility, though. No kits on any of the 5 defenders as well. And again, this long hold, it better work. 4 players here. There goes the first one.
Yeah, has to put out that Molotov, but yeah, they're down in the pit. They even got some more backup with Nifty. The AWPs looking out Catwalk, a bit worried that they're going to be showing up, but this is a huge problem right now. Nearly a double. That would have been it, but the trade is all worth it. They're going to be fine with that, losing 1 player. Ryan is trying to push that T-spawn, but actually OC is looking for it, and now they're all coming back for him. Let's see if the timing is going to be working out. Ryan, if he keeps running, he's going to give the game up. That Famas, actually just a little bit of a tap there, and that's enough. Interesting stuff. JT will take down Moose in the pit, but he's not realizing there's a second player there, and why would he?
This is so scrappy. Well, the nice thing is now you're going to see, again, this is the second round that Cloud9's been able to spot out 4 players defending long. They're going to try and get up Catwalk, flashback in. That's going to turn Ryan around just for the perfect amount of time. A lot is on Mihu's shoulders. Out in the open, he wants to challenge, but he's backing away towards long.
OC actually ran right through. If Miu comes back, he might not realize that someone's going to be up here. Oh, now he definitely will. They must have seen that. I don't know if OC did, but Miu certainly figured that out. Sees the top of his head there. Ooh. The M4 is going to come out on top. That's a crisp shot. Turning for it, and MOTM, a lost fight there that he probably needed to win. I'm kind of shocked that he's still alive here. Just 6 health left and 30 seconds on the clock, and he's down in CT spawn. Not really sure where to go at this point in time. I don't know, like, this... I'm shocked that Miu was actually evacuated long at the moment, but I don't see how he can win this fight at the moment. They
both wanted to make sure he couldn't get all the way over to the B bomb site. MOTM is going to be encountered on Catwalk. They're at least healed of footsteps. Now it's going to be a 2-on-1. He's got a chance with the off. He's got to be perfect. And unfortunately, that is not perfect. Not at all.
Not at all. That was making a pretty huge assumption that they were going to be falling really far back.
You can understand why. Because the last time he saw the players, one was long, one was Catwalk. So he's just saying, I need to get aggressive towards one of those angles and find the player on Catwalk and find some safety for long. Just never had the information. They both rotated to Catwalk.
And to be fair, if they had still been down in the middle to check for him crossing the B and they come back, they probably won't expect that angle. That's going to be pretty hard to read. I don't know. In 1 versus 2s, you have to take a couple of risks, don't you? So,
well, the other side of the coin that he's thinking, right, is if he knows there's someone at long and someone on Catwalk and he stays inside the bomb site with 10 HP, like, you're so susceptible to nades. Yeah. Like, there's no way for you to manage both angles safely. So he had to do something. Unfortunate for MOTM. 6-5 in the favor of Cloud9.
Starting off really close this particular match. Again, out long, they're even just thinking, you know what? They do stack long a lot, but we keep winning the fight, so let's just keep doing it. Mihu, down in lower dark, and Floppy doesn't really look like he wants to look for it, but somehow gets the fight anyway. Actually looked to me like he was not going to clear that corner quite well enough. That's a big fight to win, and now they're out long once again.
Yeah, this needs to be a kill from Nifty. Double op setup for the CT side. He's switched over to the other side of mid. Floppy didn't expect that. Now you can see Nifty hustling in towards CT spawn to keep an eye on long A, but they're already close enough to the cross. And it seems like Cloud9 knows they just have a free bomb site. If they can make it across safely, timing, shot, Nifty never pulls the trigger.
Doesn't feel like it. Again, the Molotov will buy a little bit of time for the rest of Envy to try and get into position here. They do have a lot, and I mean a lot of smokes to try and retake this. If they just bomb them on the bomb site, it's going to be kind of hard to guess where someone's defusing, so we'll see how that goes. But the bomb isn't even down yet. Again, that's how much time that Molotov was purchasing for them earlier. I think they're going to try and boost over the smoke that they themselves set up on the catwalk. They see at least one target. MOTM nearly going down. Nifty, bit of an awkward position and misses the first chance. He's going to go for the drop, but nearly gets it. That is close. One more chance, and there it is. MOTM going down. JT out and long with Sonic as well, and that's a good turnaround. OC there covering long with the AWP, and that's a one-on-one. The smoke is already up, and he's on the defuse.
Oh no,
that's
can't get it.
No, he's not going to be able to get it. No chance to guess the angle, and defusing inside of the smoke is Calyx.
Yeah, he had a nice defuse angle as well inside the smoke, but also pretty decent distance away from the bomb, so no chance for OC to predict where exactly he was. We're all tied up. 6-6, and that was sketchy. You could see poor MOTM again, 2 rounds in a row, trapped in that bomb site with no HP. Like, there's nowhere for him to peek to get out of that, to get away from Nifty's jump shots. He's just fresh meat for the slaughter in that situation.
He's just accepted his fate.
Yeah, he's like, all right, well, I'm out. I'm done.
Ooh, they're going to go for the fight down middle. Running out. That's actually going to get spotted. I can't believe it. Mihu's still winning the fight and the follow-up. This is quite good. I mean, they only have pistols, but still, they knew he was coming. That was definitely called out. That could have been very, very dangerous. Moose walking up behind and taking down MOTM. I like this pressure out of Envy, even though it could also cost them now 2 versus 3. Don't want to give this round away.
They've almost changed the nature of the aggression they're bringing out on the CT side. Instead of having that 4-man stack at long, which was happening so much in the early stages of this half, which also, by the way, was not successful, now you're starting to see them push players into lower dark, pushing into upper dark. They've had some fast flanks on catwalk, so instead of that group aggression towards long A, Envy's turned this into individual aggression, pushing everywhere on the map. This one's nasty. This is a good timing for Nifty, and he'll have a free kill. OC's never going to expect this. Take your time, zoom in, right in the hip.
Yeah, that'll do it every time, won't it? And yeah, a little bit crazy pushing out with the AWP like that, but also, I mean, he's been playing well, Nifty. 12-10 right now, Calyx at 15-6. They're really pulling a lot of the weight right now. And Envy are in the lead, 7-6. I think this is fantastic for them playing the CT side of Dust 2, I actually think they're doing a really good job.
Yeah, I believe it's their first lead of the game as well. So very cool to see for Envy. Yeah, they found a way to stabilize down the stretch. Cloud9's going to get some guns after this pause. They've got plenty of money for it, but this is cool to watch for Envy.
It is cool to watch. Definitely, I mean, we sort of got the sense that maybe they were going to be able to do it. It's nice.
It's got a mind of its own, you know?
It does.
I had it back here.
You have to realize, for those of us working, you know, this side of the camera, we're just afraid that Scooter's going to be...
or Red Eye.
Or Red Eye, it's one of them, you know, so it's a constant fear in the back of your mind.
Please no, please no, please no.
Now, yeah, but in the beginning when they won that retake at B, that was where you felt like, all right, they've actually got some force behind them, but then they lost the A-bomb side like right afterwards, and they've had those unfortunate 4-man stacks at long that haven't worked out. But they've actually come in here with, I think, a high level of confidence and like a lot of power behind them, and it's worked out. Yeah,
you can see. I mean, Envy tactically feels like they've gotten beat a number of times in this map, but they're still in the lead, which has got to be really relieving if you're an Envy player.
Yeah, so like way down, I agree, sort of way down on the tactical side, but way up on just the
boldness. I mean, all these pushes that we've seen. Also, remember they won that round where Calyx had the only Krieg and everyone else had pistols. They turned one of those rounds in their favor. So they've had some very cool things come out.
There's some great energy in some sense.
There's a good energy in the room.
Good energy in the room. I like it. I mean, I actually think this is great because, again, if you're Envy, I would say if they had tried to go for some very deep tactical play with the way that this is working out for them, with Moose stepping in all the time, I'd be like, that's not how you're supposed to play this. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
What you have is potentially that power and that energy, and just try and go for that, see how it works. I think it's a much better choice anyway. If it'll last them all 3 rounds or all 3 maps, that's hard to say. But I kind of like the way that they've approached this game so far.
Well, this is a much quieter round than what we're used to in this series. I mean, overall, this has been a very fast 13 rounds that we've had played already.
Yeah, they've been beating it up.
This one has slowed down. And also, Envy, a new look on the defense, 2-1-2. You've got Calyx in the middle. Nifty with that AWP is in the B bomb site. They're expecting some kind of a game towards that side of the map.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, we've been talking about how Cloud9 must have figured out that there's usually a lot of heavy presence on A long, but Envy can also tactically say, okay, well, they surely are going to be going for one of those B splits at one point. If it's this round, then we win. We're just so ready for it.
It opens up the possibility of mind games. I mean, Cloud9, who knows if they've realized it or not. We'd have to hear it from them, but Eddie, there was a number of times if they pulled out a contact play towards the B bomb site, they would have just overwhelmed one defender.
This is setting up perfectly for the B split right now. Clearing our catwalk, showing a little bit of presence over here, which is, again, pretty common.
Again, we haven't seen any B-splits out of Cloud9, though. They've mostly been able to march up long when they've won those battles or come up catwalk, but you're exactly right. At the moment, they can just drop away. This looks more like it's going to be a standard hit towards the A-bomb site. Floppy will lurk, pop flash in. He is so blind, he is so dead.
He turned around for it. No chance at all. What a nice little trick.
Now it's a mid to B split. It's the only option they have left, and they don't have any utilities. They've already got one in the choke point. Nifty comes over. There's a quick flick down. That's fast. That's quick too. Leg shot onto OC, and he does get pushed from window, but it's all slaughtered from behind. Mihu made it there just in time as the smoke was clearing.
Man, it's a real pleasure watching Nifty go for some of those shots. He's just got a nice rhythm to it. I want to see that more often now.
He's got that COD aim.
He has got that aim. We don't even say that.
Aim assist.
Aim assist.
Don't say that.
He's playing with a controller instead. I don't know.
Listen, if he came onto this stage and plugged in a controller...
And still won.
I'd step on it. I'd crush it. I'd be like, sorry, we don't allow that crap here.
Not allowed. Again, the same kind of a fight here that MOTM has been doing a lot. He's been really successful at it. He's got it down. He's just the guy they throw in there and then throw flashbangs behind him. Doesn't check for the close corner, and that is maybe going to cost them the round. Mihu with a good double spray down. They're up to 8 Envy. They could get 9 right here.
Well, Sonic's completely blind. So was Mihu. He's backed away, tucked into a corner. Still so much presence here for the defense. This might be the first round this 4-man stack has actually worked for Envy. I think they've lost it the other 2 or 3 times they've played this.
That's kind of shocking, isn't it?
Well, it also, I mean, it calls to mind, we've been wondering if Cloud9 ever noticed it. I would have to feel like the answer to that is no, because if you've seen that kind of a setup from Envy 3 times before and you're not checking the corners, not assuming there's going to be a mass amount of pressure, that just tells me you never caught on to the fact that Envy liked putting 4 players there. Either way, great half for Envy. They're up 9-6. We're going to go to a break, and we're going to come back with the second half, so stay tuned.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That's some funky break music we've got going on, Jason. Are you enjoying that?
I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We just need the lights to go, you know, they're just all stationary right now. If we can have them swinging around, it'd be...
In different colors?
Yeah, it'd be fitting. Oh, yeah, that's it. I don't know if they do. Maybe they do. Someone will get on that. Yeah, I don't know. The odds suddenly favoring Envy, at least, you know, it's the Pinnacle platform. But
confidence-inspiring play, not an individual. Yeah. Those they seemed very on point.
And they do. And I think we're just waiting for the last couple of players to bring back. Yeah, there we go. See, now that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
you should get up there with the cameras there. Why don't you just hop up and do a little dance?
I think you have. You might not remember having seen me dance, but
I wasn't at that event.
No. But you would know why. That's not happening. My experience with dancing has not really worked out so well, just overall.
No, it hasn't.
It's mainly embarrassing for me and everyone else involved. And that's the best case scenario. That it's just embarrassment.
It's just...
now, I mean, we don't want to overload the hospital this time, do we? It's not worth it.
Yeah, no. No.
This is great. This is very, very... I don't know what kind of a mood I would have to be in to be listening to this, but it's exciting.
Listen, we can find something to get you in that mood.
I'm sure we can. This game has turned out not how I was expecting. I actually thought if Envy were going to be doing much, it would be on the T side of Dust 2. I feel like CT sides can actually be kind of hard to play, especially when you're a mix, because you just you don't have a mix. When you got a stand-in like this, it can just be tricky, right? You don't know who's rotating where. You let go of middle. You get beast split all day long.
Yeah.
They did a great job. I mean, that's in spite of some really obvious mistakes that they were having, and I mean, that long stack.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even, it's hard to say, right? I don't even know if you could call that, not to throw you under the bus, I don't know if you could call it a mistake, right? It's just like you came in with a game plan and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Although there was probably a couple of those rounds that they could have done better, obviously, and in their heads they're probably thinking someone made a mistake or someone didn't use a flat, whatever it might have been.
Sure.
But obviously that got countered until later on in the half. So they actually had some very cool performances. Nifty with the op. Calyx was absolute beast. He bailed him out really, really early in the half with a couple the triple kill on like a save round that he was able to turn in their favor. Yeah. He had a quad kill and a near retake the previous round. So he was just a monster early on.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? I mean, they already had that. They had that original lineup in Space Soldiers, right? And there were so many talented players, and Calyx was obviously one of them. But they had like a bunch of different Turkish players that were starting to look really good. And now they've been scattered, different...
Set to the wind.
Yeah, which I guess...
All the different corners of the world.
Yeah, I actually thought that was always like a little bit of a shame. But I'm glad to see that they haven't just completely disappeared, that they can still... find a space to hang out in. Yeah,
Calyx obviously looking to do some great work here in Envy as we get live into the second half. 3-round lead for Envy. They've switched over to offense. They closed that first half with 5 rounds in a row. That's got to feel good.
That's not bad at all, is it? Some flashbangs, a defuse kit there on JT. That's about it. A little bit of long presence set up for Cloud9 that are now playing on the CT side. And Envy trying to see if they could take this. They are a little bit slower about it. And going for the fight. That's some good timing. They actually catch him as he was about to sneak into pit. That looked like it couldn't be better. And
it was quick enough to where the counter flashes couldn't help. Actually, both flashbangs used at long for Cloud9, there go to waste. There was absolutely nothing that they did to help out. OC would love to win a fight in middle. Kind of thinned the herd. He's done a little bit of damage. But Envy have complete control of the map because this Cloud9 defense is reeling. They have no idea where to position themselves. They've actually just left JT alone at the A bomb site. He's got no armor.
He's got no armor, and the only real advantage he has is the range of the USP, which is fine. But again, there's just a limit to how many shots you can miss when they're coming up long like this. I mean, you can miss 1 or 2, but then they're going to be close. They're going to have a smoke, which I don't think will cover the entire crossing, but it'll be enough.
Well, and if you never peek out the way he just did, JT, if they walk up along this wall, they're going to get so close before you're ready. They just spotted him. JT missing his shots, trying to back away, trying to find safety. It's a long route to run, but you're right. That smoke is not going to cover everything. They can battle on the cross. It's Floppy, and he misses everything as well. Now JT's in a lot of trouble, but Sonic is on catwalk just for the moment.
Ooh, what a hit from Floppy, and he's flanking out wide, but Calyx will turn around for the shot. Now it's a one-on-one, OC versus Moose, and it's 25 seconds, and Moose going to throw him all the way up there. Now he will be able to find a US. Oh, no matter. OC, that's a crispy shot to take him right down. A triple here for the Cloud9 side, and they're going to be picking up the pistol round in the second half. That was an excellent shot at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, Cloud9 somehow just found the perfect positions right at the end. One on catwalk, one at the corner boxes, one in CT spawn, where they could just fight and not really be in a whole lot of danger. Those are great shots from OC.
Impressive stuff. Mihu, for a second, thought he was going to try and burst fire down the middle with a Glock.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear. Well, that wasn't a Glock.
Peace.
There is no burst fire on the Deagle, thank God.
Jesus.
If there was, I don't think it'd be physically possible to hold it.
No, that
just
would
jump out of your hand.
Break your hand. All right, well, I mean, it's a nice shot, but the nice thing for Cloud9 is that Envy doesn't necessarily gain a whole lot outside of a man advantage, which is obviously a big deal, but there's no utility. There's nothing to really get him in any kind of advantageous position after that unless Nifty can catch MOTM. Oh. This is a dangerous place for the smoke to be fading. And now JT's exposed. He's got to drop down. The A bomb site is open. Envy might just turn this around as long as they either all have to commit or none of them commit to that railing fight, and they've traded him out.
Yeah, I completely agree. Looked like that was way too much one at a time. Just leave him alone if he's falling back. He was already low on health. Just to don't go and throw so many people away. 2 MP9s and a Deagle. The bomb is down. And Floppy and OC, they really don't want to let this round go, and I can't blame them for it. They don't have a kit currently picked up, so they're going to need to find one somewhere on the ground here. OZ, he's got the M4, and he's got some space to work with. He could definitely take one of these fights. A little bit of a challenge there. Calyx now trying to fall back and just buy time. I don't think enough fast. Oh, one more headshot. An incredible triple kill here with just the Deagle from Calyx.
He opened it with a 1-Deag, and he closes it with a 1-Deag as well. We mentioned he saved their ass a couple times in the early stages of the first half. He's just done it again here in round 2 on their T side. That's an impressive performance. 22-7.
That's so incredibly well done. I don't think there was enough time off that bomb that he could have just, you know, played a ring around the rose.
He didn't have the health, he didn't have the armor, he didn't have anything to really play the time.
It's like it's now or never. 5 out long with pistols and a scout. Ooh, and they're going to win the fight. This time it's the return Deagle. They're getting some revenge on Ryan. Seems unfair. It was Calyx doing the work, but
yeah,
taking all their anger out on him.
That's sucks for him. Well, NBA really hasn't applied pressure anywhere else on the map. Now, they have players in middle. Calyx, who's going to hear these footsteps. He's heard at least 2 rotating over, maybe even 3. Grabbing the angle. OC's got it back, but an immediate headshot from Calyx. Down to 28 HP. They were so spread in a default Envy, they couldn't take advantage of the amount of bodies that Ryan saw at long. So instead, they'll have to do it the hard way. Krieg is picked up for MOTM.
A dangerous weapon to give over to the enemy side. That can cause a lot of damage. We'll see if it's going to turn out that way. Did see the face there, and we'll tag up Nifty. Again, the move speed on the scout is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, tough for Nifty to handle. Mihu going to challenge, going to try and find an opening, and he's got Floppy out in the open. Yeah, you take that fight all day long. Ready for the follow-up peek as well.
Oh, dear.
MOTM doesn't even get to pull the trigger.
So, nice recovery, even though they did end up fighting the Krieg over at long, but it was a really quick fight. That's the scary part, though. If instead MOTM is the one to win that fight against Mihu, suddenly they could get a little bit locked in. Did not work out that way. It's about to be 11-7 here, favoring Envy. They are off to such a good start, and it was Cloud9 that picked us too. Just to reiterate, over past the second map.
And even the desk talking, you know, allotting significant time on the desk, valuable time on the desk, to talking about how Dust 2 was a risky pick to bring out here.
Yeah, they seem to be right about that.
They seem to know what they're talking about. That's a good shot from Floppy, but you could see Ryan spotted 3 players, right? And again, because they were just so spread, they couldn't take advantage. Like if you have 3 players in Upper Dark, I imagine you likely kind of just go for a play at the B bomb site and try and take advantage of the fact that so many players for Cloud9 were at long.
Just the scout this time.
7-11.
You are right indeed. Nifty looking down the middle. See, it's going to be a challenge from the scout. Well,
not really.
Not very much of a challenge. They're all stuck on the other side. Someone did pick it up, and he got tagged as well. This is not working out how they were expecting. They know no one. They're just in B already.
I mean, Nifty's spotting the cross, right? And he's just saying, no one's crossed, no one's crossed. 1's peaked, 2's peaked. So free bomb site for Envy, and you have Nifty still in T-spawn. You've got Mihu to keep him safe. This retake will go nowhere. There is one flashbang on JT. He's lining it up right now. Here it comes. No, excuse me, he got killed.
He got shot in the back before he got to throw it. That was unfortunate.
That sucks.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty nice for Envy. I don't think that Flashpoint was going to do anything. Would have been fun to watch, though.
You still want to give him the chance, right?
Yeah.
That scout that hasn't actually done anyone any good so far in the round. Could get one last chance here on MOTM. I don't know if you heard that. Missed opportunity. Mihu also seems to be coming alive with some pretty good kills here towards the later stage of this map. 12-7 right now. It's a 5-round lead, but more than anything, I mean, they're also making a lot of money all of a sudden. Look at Nifty. She's got 8,500 after the buy. That's great.
Yeah, you gotta love that. There's the flashbang taken away from JT. Spray down from Moose, but Cloud9, this is, they're gonna have guns out now. Trying to recover from a second-round loss after winning the pistol. They've been getting shut down, and here with the M4 is a chance for them, but Flashbang's being staggered over the wall. Pit is controlled by Moose. He's going to get 2 freebies out of this. Excuse me, just 1 as the Opera falls away. Good shot from Sonic, but the damage is done. 2 losses sustained at long A.
That is such a powerful play, isn't it? We've seen that many, many times before. I think Vitality was some of the early ones to really make a lot out of it. If you smoke that corner and jump people into the pit, the CT side, they don't even know it. They're not even checking for it. From their point of view, it's almost like a magic trick. Now, good return. Sonic, keep on picking up more and more. They're fighting one at a time without even any grenades being thrown. He's going to double peek, and it'll take down me, who was even the man behind him. That's an amazing round. A quad kill out of Sonic here to shut down that push from Envy. Oh, he should be winning this, and they will.
He needed that kill. That could have actually done it, but man, that round got away from Envy. They couldn't stop themselves from peeking.
They're so high.
They just couldn't help it. You know that feeling. Every player knows that feeling. The brain saying, don't peek, don't peek, don't peek, and then you slide out and just get wrecked. But Sonic has a nice, easy 1 by 1 by 1, and he handles it perfectly. Now, the shame is they don't get to recover that AWP Cloud9, so Sonic is back to just a FAMAS for all of his hard work.
Timing shot for Moose. Didn't take almost any damage for it, so probably well worth it. Double AWP on the T side, which is interesting. I don't really mind it.
That tends to slow things down a little bit more as you give the Oppers time to look for a peek or look for their fight, and also you just don't have as much, you know, ability. Like the Kriegs and the AKs turning corners, you just have such a better chance of clearing out an angle. The AWP not as wieldy. Nifty's creeping up on Catwalk. That smoke is giving OC some safety, but surely it's going to fade soon, as it does just now.
Floppy peeking into the angle. Moose going to make the most out of the AWP, and he's forced into that fight. Could have nearly had the kill, but some great returns are coming out now. And Cloud9 not looking too comfortable early on in the second half. Sonic trying to push up, and they'll take down Nifty at the very least. He had to do something. Oh, and down the middle, they'll find another fight. So from a 2-on-4 into a 2-on-2 in a matter of seconds. JT just waiting for Sonic. They're going to be flashing their way through, and Ryan had no chance. What a turnaround. Envy are going to be so frustrated. They had this round in the bag.
That was like almost accidentally perfect for Cloud9. That flank pulled all the attention towards top mid. One player pushes in, and what's unfortunate about it for Envy is they played the rest of it so well. They had 2 fights. They found ways to get 2 Cloud9 players to commit to fights inside of Molotovs. Moose has 20 seconds to run to mid and get the bomb. Yeah, even if they weren't there, I don't think it'd be possible.
No, it's unfortunately not. I don't know. If we had said, okay, well, he should have gone middle quickly, it's like, what do you do with the AWP? Just run through the mid doors and try and shoot 2 people? It doesn't really seem realistic either. So, not really his fault, just a lack of time at the end. Man, that's a round that's almost worth re-watching, because there's so much happening in the middle.
This feels like a game where these teams have, it feels very puggy, but I'm not even sure I want to like almost even describe it that, because it feels like this is just 2 teams who have probably played each other so much in practice that they're just like literally trying to get creative and aggressive, pushing long, pushing into upper dark, which we saw in the first half. Everyone's getting aggressive on the flanks at the moment.
Look at Nifty spawn.
Hello.
He is got the AWP, and he's really close to the B-bomb side.
Listen, last round Cloud9 did the 4-1 as well, where they only had 1 defender at the B-bomb side. If he can find this pick here, that'd be magical. Molotov down. He sees the arm low.
Oh, he really wanted that.
We have yet to see really mid to B splits. We saw it, I think, once or twice. Once maybe in the first half. We haven't seen any contact plays into the B-bomb site with the new skybox opened up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Missing maybe a couple of things.
It's surprising, as I mean, a lot of pros have just talked about, you know, the B-bomb site is so frustrating because it's so difficult to retake. not being exploited by either team on their offense quite yet. 12-9 in the favor of Envy. 1 minute and 8 seconds left in round 22.
I mean, a lot of people, myself included, I think I was at the forefront of ringing the alarm for opening those skyboxes over B. I really thought it was going to be, you know, much worse. So far, I've been horribly wrong on that. I don't know if it's going to change over time, but it doesn't seem like it's having a devastating impact on the B defense that maybe people thought.
Well, we'll touch on that in a second. Actually, hold the thought for the moment, because here's the mid to B split. Floppy's way committed, but no one is there to punish after that long peek. Nifty does pick it up. 2 kills for him, and the B bomb site is wide open for the taking. Bomb is the last one coming in, though, and that's dangerous, but they've made it. And I don't know if Cloud9 can go for this. They have no money in the bank. They're so far away, and they have one flashbang. You have to save if you're Cloud9. I want to go back to that point about the skybox at the B site, because I think it was actually, I don't want to give him credit if he doesn't deserve it, but I'm pretty confident it was actually Sean Garris who tweeted that part of the reason it's not utilized as much is because that smoke, when you throw smokes in through the skybox, it's like an indication that the B hit is coming, right? Like that smoke takes a while to actually land and plume, so the defense gets that 2 to 3 second notice of what's about to come.
And I guess just to follow up on that, right? No matter how many grenades you throw, you are running for a huge, long, choked up tunnel. So, you know, one mistake in those tunnels, and it doesn't matter how many grenades you throw in behind, you're still going to be in some trouble. Yeah, that could be it. I mean, I would trust Sean to do a good breakdown of exactly how it's working out. I think it could also just be that it's still really early on. Like it's, you know.
Yeah, there's that too.
No one. I think what happens usually in the pro scene is that
one team is going to figure it out, and then everyone's going to be like, oh.
Yeah, one team will do it, and then people start losing to it, and everyone is going to start to try and deal with it. But it is interesting because obviously on the reverse side of it is if you take B, then it can maybe also be retaken more easily using the similar grenade. So I'm just curious about it. I thought it was going to get worse, and
we're not there yet.
We're not there yet, anyway.
Oh dear, Cloud9 is on the ropes, and that's a brutal way to start it. Man down, MOTM, and Nifty has the angle as well. Another great flashbang to force Sonic back, averting danger in the lower tunnels. Cloud9 has no economy. They have no money behind this.
They really don't, and they've really fallen flat. Excellent shot with the Krieg, and that's a scout in middle, so going to be a really tough fight here for Rosie. And now the Molotov on top, so he's going to be forced all the way back if he wants to try and stay alive. They almost bait Floppy into that peak, and that's going to be nice.
They definitely did. Look at the confidence that Calyx has that Nifty's got him covered, and they are just slaughtering Cloud9 everywhere across the map. Final player goes down, even with the tag, it doesn't matter. 14-9. Envy just need 2 more rounds to take this opening map, and they've at least got as close to a freebie as you're going to get, because I don't even think Cloud9 can invest.
No, they can't.
I think the only call you can make if you're Cloud9 is save this round and try and win 6 in a row.
Which, admittedly, that's not completely crazy. That could be done.
It can be. They haven't shown it yet.
I actually think that's a better choice than I think, because I think if they only had like 5 rounds, I would have said just buy the Eagles and see what happens. You know, like it doesn't really matter. But yeah, saving and winning 6 is kind of doable.
I think the problem is, even with saving, are they going to be able to have an op in the next round? You know, they've obviously wanted that. I don't think they're going to have enough money to really even have a strong buy after the save. It'll be kind of right on the edge.
And look at Envy just slowing it down, saying, you are in a position where as a team you probably have to do something, so we're just going to make sure you can't get any kind of a crazy rush or anything like that. And I imagine if they end up going long, it's going to be a pretty favorable fight. Now they're going to charge Nifty, and this is where Envy needs some good communication. Just don't lose any more rifles. Losing the orb is one thing, but make sure you don't let go of anything else here. It's certainly not losing the round would be the main objective, obviously.
Hell no, screw that. I'm all about chase that off down. Make that last round easy. Good job from Calyx, that flank into the B tunnels. That might do it. They don't want Cloud9 to have the op. If they can take this away, there's going to be no AWP in the next round, but I think Floppy's going to get away with it. That's about as big of a win you could hope for Cloud9, especially because they can now go get a Krieg as well. Or MOTM can try and get that Krieg, and no one from Envy is watching it. So in a situation where they don't have any money to play with, they get out of this round with an AWP and a Krieg for the CT side.
That's a huge win,
That's pretty nice.
So interesting. And I mean, Nifty alone in the middle with no backup, really. The timing was just there for it. All the USPs come rushing. So they'll win the round. They'll get up to 15. I think Envy are going to be happy about the state of affairs, but that may have left the door open for Cloud9 to come back and do something. Maybe get us into overtime if they can keep running it up. You're looking at the scoreboard. I mean, you're not going to be super confident that that is what's going to happen, because Cloud9 have really had a rough time here in the second half. But we'll see. Maybe it's doable. Yeah, they really don't have a good economy, do they?
No, it's disgusting. I mean, you can see basically the buy that I believe Floppy has is Floppy or JT. Though that would have been the pretty standard buy across the board if they weren't able to bring it off in a Krieg in from the previous round. So Cloud9 better get started right now. 6 rounds in a row to force overtime. Otherwise, Envy are going to take the first map in this series. And Moose is so confident, and he almost catches OC. But he's going to turn. Oh, he didn't notice the jump down. That would have been a sick play. I was really excited for that decision.
Yeah. And now look at MOTM pushing out long, just trying to, I think, use the fact that there was a lot of chaos going on in middle. He will have found an incredible timing for it as well. And if he gets this kill, yeah, that's the bomb even dropping down. Plenty of time, but it's a 5 versus 3. Make that a 2 versus 5 instead, actually. They're just dropping more and more players at the moment. Cloud9 with a little bit of life returning into their roster here. And it's now or never for Dust too, so I guess having their backs against the wall kind of woke everyone right up. I agree, though. I love that play out of Moose. That was very cool.
He was a half second from noticing Sonic's drop down, and if he had been in position, he would have even been able to punish it. A lot of information being gathered by Mihu in middle, but he's got to pounce right here, right now. Good kill. 1 player to defend. Nifty, it's your turn one more time. A 1 versus 1 here, and Floppy's just evacuated the bomb site, which is, I think, is a smart decision. Play it safe. Play for your teammates to get involved.
Nifty looking all the way down middle. He really wants a fight there. Mihu going to be joining him in the bomb site, so it's a 2-on-3. It'd be so painful for Cloud9 if they ended up losing. There's 30 seconds still on the clock, and Nifty going to be in a position to try and put that bomb down, being covered by Mihu at the meantime. And now Cloud9 starting to get in a position to go for the retake. Molotov going to do a little bit to Nifty. I don't think that's really what's going to make the difference. Now, the problem is they've got no more grenades, Cloud9, at all. So they're going to be fighting this AWP cleanly. There's not going to be any flashbangs to set anything up, and that might make it a little bit rough. Mihu inside of the bomb site with the Krieg has pushed out to one side, and now Nifty, I don't see him making it out this time. That's just no cover behind there. Good follow-up from JT. A nice triple in the round for him, and they're going to have it even without the kid. They had actually had one on Sonic if they needed it. So, 15-10.
Yeah, Envy just wasn't able to get out of that bomb site. They weren't able to get, they were just so trapped. Not enough players alive to watch the flank, and not enough good positions for it either. 10-15. 5 in a row now needed for Cloud9 to force overtime. It feels doable despite everything.
It does. I mean, all of a sudden, now we're back in double up territory. We've got, way more grenades. Pretty much everything they could want, and obviously saving or losing economy now doesn't really matter. Yeah,
but if you win one more round, if you're Cloud9 with a pretty decent victory, you kind of get away from that scary zone of being able to beat by economy, economy exhaustion. You'll start building up enough money in the bank to sustain a couple losses here and there. This is that period in the game where everything kind of slows down. We've had a very aggressive match on Dust 2 between these two squads. But now that it's crunch time, nobody wants to make that mistake.
Trying to get the timing there, but looked like Alex just looked into the flashbang. Not that it really matters in the end. Bomb is back in T-spawn, so they can do... they're just spending time here clearing out the middle, and they're going to have a lot of space to work with. There is a Krieg watching it, and that's always going to be a problem. And they don't want to go all the way. They just want to make sure no one is close to middle. They have had to deal with a couple of people flanking middle when they go catwalk every once in a while, so can't really blame them. 50 seconds on the clock. They're going to pick up the bomb, and it looks like they might end up hitting that catwalk. See if Ryan is going to, if Moose is going to go catwalk or upper dark. But yeah, it feels like it. Maybe leave Ryan alone to catch any rotation. But inside of the bomb site, JT's got some flashbangs. Sonic, he's got no grenades left, but he's got that AWP. Man, this will be very hard. Look at the clock. There's almost no time. 20 seconds as they start to set it up. Envy, I'm not sure they've left themselves quite enough time to actually do this. That shot doesn't connect, even though it looked like it should have, but the second one will. And Sonic is going to be taking down Mihu. Now it's JT alone on the bomb site, and he needs to pick up backup. That's a nice peek out of Moose. He just got into the corner there, and the bomb, 4 seconds. It's going to be going down. Nifty with a missed opportunity, but he's retaking the position. Almost faked out. Oh, what a battle going on, and now the smoke to cancel it out. 1 versus 4 here. Cloud9 doing their very best, but it is not going to be enough. And look at Nifty with his knife out.
Same with Ryan. They both want to go for the knife.
Oh, they actually want to try and see if they can embarrass him here. This is what we love to see. He's got no chance at all. The smoke is gone. They come charging through. Knights are out. And they're just toying with him at the moment. It will be a 16-10. Calyx showing a bit of mercy in the end. Man, what a way to end a very, very exciting game.
Yeah, that was a cool game to watch. I like that out of Envy. I like the recovery in the first half. The T side was great. I thought they did very, very well. Powered by the Europeans, of course. Mihu and Calyx doing a great job. Especially Calyx was phenomenal.
Yeah, that Deagle round was something.
Thing of beauty.
Well, we love to see it. And I mean, Envy surprising everyone. Picking up map number 1, which was picked by Cloud9, means it's going to be overpass next.
They got a chance to close it out 2-0, don't they?
Yeah.
We'll see you right after the break. Stay with us.